Hey, welcome to the Trailside Dukes show. Welcome back. We got an awesome show today, Tony.
Welcome to the Trailside Dukes. Coo, 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 coo.
Oh, okay. What was that?
Have you ever heard the Bob and Doug 12 Days of Christmas?
Well, I remember Bob and Doug, you have them up there, but I don't know what that was.
Dude, that's a Bob and Doug McKenzie thing. They would open up with their show and stuff.
Do it again.
It's part of the coo, 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 coo.
Okay. You have some Trailside Dukes merch that came in, right?
We got some sweet merch.
Let's see what you got.
Okay.
Let's do, what do they call this? The haul. He's got the Trailside Dukes haul.
Check this shirt out, Corey.
I like it.
Right?
That's good. Okay.
We're doing some sweet stocking stuffing here, Corey.
Wow.
My hats haven't come in yet, but
okay.
That's okay. Dude, check this out, right?
Purple.
We got the purple Trailside Dukes, and then
that's the ladies' cut.
I know,
right
that's
there.
The ladies'
nice.
cut. Nice.
Form-fitting.
And then check this one out, right?
Yep.
So we got
another purple one for the guys.
We got the Trailside Dukes, and then, dude, you got the Carol corner.
Oh, it's in the back. Yeah, in the corner.
It's in the
corner.
How
nifty.
Of the T-shirt.
Nice.
Isn't that sweet?
That's great.
Okay, some more T-shirts, but then we got...
the decals.
Yeah.
Or you call them decals.
Yeah, these are fun decals, right? We got some fun decals for the car, you know what I mean? Windows, whatever. I'm going to give some to the Jackman.
Put it on the cooler or whatever.
Oh, walking through Helena, sticking it on a lamppost.
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah, cool.
We got to get underground here with this stuff.
Nice.
Let's go.
Taking it to the streets.
Taking it to the streets.
Doobie Brothers style.
Okay.
I like it.
That's impressive.
Okay.
Yep, super
awesome.
fun.
I'm proud of your haul, man. That's good. That's a good start.
I know.
Nice. Well, we got some FCS to talk about, right? And there were some games played, some losers, some winners, and we're down to the final four teams.
There always is, Corey.
Well, we watched the Idaho game against Albany.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Back and forth for a little bit, and then the Vandals couldn't hang on, and Albany's defense hunkered down, and actually their quarterback was he was throwing some great balls on the run. It didn't look like they were supposed to go anywhere, but he had his number 13 guy, his wideout, that went over 200 yards receiving. It was crazy.
Yeah, he made some big plays, and U of I did not. I mean, it was kind of for the second week. They were just kind of plugging along here. Come on, wake up. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know what I mean? But, I mean, a great season for U of I. Those kids played hard.
Right.
Fun.
Got to the quarterfinals. So that's great for them. Can't be too sad. You can go into next season feeling pretty good about the progress that you made
the
from
playoffs
the season prior.
Back-to-back years, for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Very cool.
So Albany's going to play South Dakota State, which is the 1 seed.
So the Great Danes versus the Jackrabbits.
Yes, exactly. Albany has the number 1 defense in FCS, so maybe they can stop that high-powered offense of the Jackrabbits. I don't know.
If you were in a cage match with Jackrabbits, how many could you take?
More than geese.
More than geese?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
You're not worried
sure.
about Jackrabbits?
Not at all.
What about Great Danes?
Maybe
they're big.
One.
They get mad. One Great Dane.
One Great Dane.
Okay, so we got those games covered.
Okay. Yep.
Are you picking the Jackrabbits or are you picking the Great Danes?
I don't want South Dakota State to win because I feel like they've been talking smack all year long. They have to defend their title, right? They won last year.
Be a cool underdog story if the Great Danes beat them.
That would be great. But I think the Jackrabbits will win at home. I think they're pretty tough. They're tough.
They're tough. Okay, but that's your mind, but with your heart, you're going with Albany.
Right. Yep. Going with them. In the other game, Montana won their game, and Coeur d'Alene High School boy Cale Edwards came up with a big sack.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I've got it. There it is.
Okay. Nice work, Cale.
Yeah.
Pride of Coeur d'Alene Vikings, showing them where you are. Let's go.
So the
Fun.
Grizzlies move on, and North Dakota is going to come to town, and they played each other, I believe, last year. So North Dakota is going to come into town and see what they can do in Missoula. But I think the Grizzlies are looking tough. They're playing some good ball right now.
I think the Grizzlies are looking real tough. And definitely you want the Grizzlies to beat North Dakota, the Bisons. They've had their run of national championships, and now San Diego or South Dakota's kind of like won it last year, and I'm like, hey, go Montana, let's go.
Yep, I'm pulling for the Grizz all the way.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Hey, Missoula's in Montana. They got the 3 Fs.
They do.
They got Cale Edwards. They got football. They got snow.
They got Trailside Dukes.
Yeah, they got Trailside Dukes.
That's all you need.
I know. How many grizzly do you think you could take in a cage match? Maybe half?
Like one cub.
A cub?
One cub, maybe.
You wouldn't want to see mama.
No. But a lot of our friends' kids and, going to school there,
Yeah.
exciting, just an exciting year for some of those kids and,
Great run.
some of the freshmen that we know over there. So
Yep,
that's
last
just awesome.
home game, right? Because if they win, then the championship's in Frisco, Texas.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, go Grizz. Let's see what happens.
So you were asking a bunch of questions, right there, me fighting and cage matches and stuff like that. But we actually have a question in our poll from last episode, and it's in there. It's a yes or no question, so all you got to do is select yes or no if you're listening. And it is, should Florida State University be in the 4-team playoffs? For the FBS, for the college playoffs. So, you just click yes or no. People have already gotten in there. I think it's 100% yes so far from what I've seen. So go ahead and check out the poll and make your vote.
Easy to say yes. Who do you take out?
Maybe Alabama.
It would
have to be them.
That would be them.
Florida State and Georgia playing
Alabama. They've been in there so many times. Put FSU in there.
FSU and Georgia playing in the what should have been bowl is what I'm calling it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So
Saban, even though he's Croatian, he's got a lot. He's been in there a lot.
Right.
Give it to FSU. Why not? Make a committee.
Right. Who wants to be on it?
I don't know. How about Joe?
George? Jim?
Susie?
Jeff?
They're nice people.
Susie.
Okay.
Well, moving on. I think maybe with all these questions we have, maybe we should pull a question from the fan bag. Do you think?
I think so.
We should get. Oh, let's see what we got here. I know we've got some questions. We've had quite a few people writing in with "I'm mad" and some questions. This one comes from Craig. He says, "Tony and Corey, I have several questions for the Trailside Dukes to ponder and discuss."
He's an eloquent man.
He has about 4 different questions. I say maybe we just do 2 right now, and then we can get to the other 2.
We'll see. We can rattle them all off.
All right. So, number 1 here. What is the best sport for a young person to participate in, and why?
Good question.
What do you think? For a young person.
Well, I know what you'll say. You'll say pickleball.
No.
You're not going to say pickleball?
I'm not. Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm going to surprise you with mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Football.
Football.
And a lot of parents would disagree, right? Like, they're worried about concussions and for little guys and all this stuff. But, I've gone to, Matt McLaughlin, who's a doctor in town. His son plays for Furman. When we were coaching our kids in middle school football, we went to a big presentation. It was put on by some athletic association. It was down at the resort, and it was a doctor, and he was going through all kinds of stats and rolling off your most concussed sport is gymnastics.
Oh.
And then it's soccer, and then it's cheerleading, and football's 4th on the list, right? So concussions are going to happen in many different sports. When you look at youth football, right, their body masses are much smaller. You're not going to have the speed plus the mass that you see in college football or in the pros. And seeing a concussion is scary, right?
Yeah.
But it's a part of, I mean, something walking across the street or slipping on some ice and getting concussed, but it's safe. It's a great sport for those people who have played it, like, you know, coaching football with the staff that I did with at Coeur d'Alene, and guys that played football are blood and guts about it. You know, Matt McLaughlin, who's a doctor now, and he's all for it. Like, there's no other sport that has the elements that football has in it. And I just recommend it for anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is a great sport. It's fun.
Okay.
That's my pick.
You got football. I am going with soccer.
Okay.
And the reasoning behind my decision of soccer is because I feel like it's the very first sport that you could put your kid in. All the other sports, you know, with the rules and stuff like that, a little harder for some of the kids to pick up. But
you can play flag football when you're 5.
I'm just saying, like, I think for the kids, as the very first sport to play, put a ball in the middle of the field, 2 goals on the end, and you just watch the swarm kind of move around, chase the ball, and everybody goes around, right?
Is that what your kids did?
And then you got like 1 or 2 off on the side picking dandelions and stuff, and the parents are yelling like, Jill, get up and run and get the ball. Like, they're all yelling, get the ball, right? Get the ball, get the ball. Well, the swarm is trying to get the ball because you're yelling, get the ball. So
nothing wrong.
But then
with that.
later on in life, they learn positioning, and if they decide to stick with it, I just feel like it's the very first sport that any kid plays because it's just like, boom, you put them in there. Let's see if they'll go for the ball, or if they're going to sit on the side and pick dandelions, or sit there and talk to the person on the other side. And it's just like, it's funny to watch.
You could have a baseball dad say T-ball, like Jack played T-ball. And
right.
T-ball was hilarious.
It is.
They go all, I mean, it's entertaining for the parents because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
They're running all over the place. And like you said, you got a kid in left field who's picking grass and whatever. But like T-ball was a fun, sport for kids to go into. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Maybe, really, I feel like any sport could be a good one, especially when they're super little. It's just fun to watch like that, right? There's just chaos and stuff, different things going on. Everybody's in a different place in a different world. Yeah. And the parents are just,
Don't be that parent that's mad or mad about losing, mad they're not winning, whatever.
Hey, at least they're out there and they're not sitting in front of the screen or something,
Super fun.
So, I like that one. That was a good question.
Good question, Craig.
Number 2, what is the best sport for people to be spectators at and why?
Oh, boy.
That's a great question. That's a tough one, I think.
Okay, I'm going to go to football in one way, but then it's not necessarily my only pick. But like college versus NFL, college is way more fun to be at the game than an NFL game. Don't get me wrong, like going to a Packers game, it's amazing, right? Going to Lambeau Field and seeing all that. But for the actual entertainment value and excitement and the bands playing, like a fun college game is always, to me, better. Even going to Carroll College, I'd rather go to a Carroll College game than a Seattle Seahawks game. I really would. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just more enthusiasm, just more fun. The tailgating's simple. You're in Montana. You got the 3 Fs.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of F, did you just toot?
I did not.
And you tootied.
No, I did not.
You tootied.
Not at all.
It's okay.
It was probably you. You do it a lot on the show. You did it last one. You about blew the camera over.
I like how
you didn't sneak one out.
The explosion in fire.
It barely needed to be added. Because it was there. Okay. Like, I'm surprised I kept my eyes open.
Okay. So, but I'm going to just say this. So, hockey is an amazing sport to be entertained by. If you have a chance to go to even a WHL game, minor league hockey game, heck, even like a high school game, you know what I mean? Kids playing at a high level, and hockey is like, and we can jump into one of Skip's other questions, which was which is the most athletic. And I think it's hockey. I know a lot of people would say the NBA, but like you're on skates and you are, you're moving around and you're shooting, you're passing. And then how about this crazy element? You got to fight sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're an athlete.
You're not in a cage match with geese.
You're a UFC fighter sometimes. And you're
Russians standing in front of you.
You're playing a soccer game on ice with a stick. Like, to me, it's very athletic. I know some people would say the NBA, and I've never actually I have been to an NBA game, but that goes to show you how much I remember of it. But I remember more of a hockey game, a good college game, or a game at Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Go Pack, go.
Okay. This is a hard one for me because I think of I've been to a boxing match before.
Oh yeah.
Boxing's kind of crazy. A lot of excitement, and there's just something different about it than any other sport that I've been to. Right? I mean, it's just two guys and that's it, or two gals. It's just two people, and that's it, right there. And it's like
cage match.
It's a little bit of everything with your feelings, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean,
feelings.
Yeah, the person might get knocked out, or
nothing
who's gonna
more than feelings.
I don't know. So there's that. I've been to an NHL game, very exciting. I've been to a Seahawks game. I will say this: for me, the difference between an NFL game and the college game is just simply the crowd and the noise. When the crowd goes off. And I took Kobe and we watched a game back when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. So that year we went to a home game and they were playing the Vikings, Adrian Peterson and the Vikings. And I mean, the noise level in that stadium was so awesome. And it's just something that you got to experience it. I've been to a rugby game over in Australia.
Right.
The rugby games are really fun, and that's more
professional rugby.
Yeah, it was
fun.
It was the Sydney Roosters and Canberra. I forgot what the name of Canberra's
people getting
team,
crazy.
But that's the thing. It was kind of like maybe a college atmosphere, but at a pro level, because the people were crazy. If you don't know all the rules, I mean, it kind of gets crazy just in its own thing when the ball's moving around and stuff. But it was cool.
To not knowing the rules in the stands, do you get beat up?
No, because the people are very friendly there, and they'll help keep you on track.
Okay.
Yeah, they love it, and they love their beer. Yes, they had plenty of beer. There was a lot of beer. Let's just say that. So that was pretty fun, and it was probably just because I was in a different country, and just all of that.
Oh, man.
So
I bet it was exciting.
This is a really hard one for me to pick.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I don't know. I mean, that rugby was pretty cool. Seahawks game was awesome. I just think if you can get out to any live event, I think that's it. I mean,
even pickleball.
I don't know. I mean, to me, that's more fun to play than to watch.
Yeah, you don't.
That's just me.
Want to just sit in the stands and watch.
No,
pickleball.
I'd love. I mean, hockey is fun to watch. I think you brought up a good point. I mean, those guys are excellent athletes. I mean, how fast you skate, the movement with the puck. I mean, all these different things going on at once. Yeah, that's pretty good. I didn't think of that one. I was thinking I was thinking of more like track and field kind of stuff or something.
Hockey players are way more
some kind of endurance or Ironman kind of thing is kind of what I was thinking of. But
they're so specialized, right?
That's pretty good.
Nothing against track athletes or whatever. They're specialized, right? But you think of like a sport that has to do so. That's why I think like NBA's in that realm, right? Basketball, but it's not as physical and violent as hockey. Now, football is as physical and violent, but football is like in 6-7 second spurts.
Little spurts and then a break. And
hockey doesn't go like full. They have shifts, right? But they're going for a full good minute and a half, 2 minutes, hardcore. And
then you got to either hop over the wall when your shift's over and you're already tired.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or somebody maybe opens the door for you, but they don't really
Dude, I went to a fight one time and a hockey game broke out. Serious.
So those are good questions from Skip.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So thanks for writing in. Hey, and you guys, if you want to ask us any questions, feel free to write us at trailsidedukes@gmail.com. And maybe we'll go to the bag and answer your question. Or if you have something you're mad about, hit us up with what you're mad about, and we'll put it in the I'm Mad segment.
Seriously, give us some stuff. Email us. Like when we talk about like Corey and I's like sports or games, like shoot us out something that you remember, a favorite game, a favorite memory of a sport. We would love to share it out to our listeners. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Well, maybe we should move on to, since we were talking about it, the I'm Mad segment. You want to do some I'm Mad?
I think we should.
Okay.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take it.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
From the network.
That's fun. Okay.
And I'm not going to take it anymore. What are you not going to take anymore? What are you mad about this week, Tony?
You know what? I'm reading it in the paper right over here.
Let's go.
Okay. So, when Carroll season ended and NAIA, which, by the way, interesting in the NAIA. Kaiser beat College of Idaho. Kaiser is going to play, and I'm going to totally zoo this up because I wasn't prepared to talk about this. So
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry. But, so since Carroll's season has been over, we've been kind of following College of Idaho a little bit, gone to a couple games.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's kind of fun. There's a few local players on there that we know. But I just read this in the paper today that the starting quarterback for Idaho is going into the transfer portal.
Oh, he is.
Like, they started him as a freshman, Giovanni McCoy. They started him as a freshman. You know what I mean? He won an award as like the most outstanding rookie, you know what I mean, in all of FCS.
Wow.
He comes back this year. He's their starter. They roll with him, you know what I mean? They go right up until the quarterfinals. They lose. And the week after they lose, he's like, I'm going into the transfer portal. Like, to me, it just seems cheesy, right? Like this whole thing about transfer portal and all this stuff.
I'd like to see you stick and stay and see if you can go further next year.
Yeah, what is going on? I'm mad. Like, this is ridiculous, right? So transfer portal, come on. Like, I get it if your coaches move, you get a new coaching staff, and like those guys, they got their guys, and you're like, I'm going in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
But this scenario, like, I don't get this at all. Like, it doesn't feel right, and I'm mad.
Well, didn't you say the running back was also?
Yep, running back is.
Wow.
Yep, he had a great year. Woods rushed for 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, going in the transfer portal. Like, whatever. Like, I'm just telling you, like...
I get it.
These guys, like, okay, whatever. Carroll College. Like, Jack Perk is not going to enter the transfer portal. He is loving his school.
Oh, you heard it here first on Trailside Dukes.
Go to your school, love your school, right? And yeah, there's only one starter, but these two were starters. You know what I mean? Like, they were starters.
Yeah.
And now you're unhappy and you're jumping in the transfer portal. You got your staff right there. Like, I don't get it.
Maybe they think they can play at the next level is all I can think of. Maybe it's a pull for next level NIL money or something. I mean, I feel like the NIL has just really made this transferring thing go crazy.
Grass is always greener on the other side. Good luck. Too bad, so sad. Like, whatever. I would be surprised. You know what I mean? Like,
you're mad.
Oh, I'm mad. Like, okay. Like, if I'm a diehard Vandal fan, I'm saying, go get out of here. See you later.
Well,
you want out? Goodbye. Don't come back. Don't come back.
We saw that backup quarterback play against ISU, and he was on fire, man. And I liked him. I mean, he had a spark, and he was playing some good ball.
While we were watching the game, there was a part of our conversation like, are they going to put the backup in? Because he did seem so good.
This last
McCoy
game
was
against,
just kind of so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, against Albany.
We'll see.
Hey,
with McCoy putting that in there, backup quarterback, he's got a smile from ear to ear. Let's go. I would too. Like, whatever. See you, McCoy. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Okay. Well, should we see who else is mad?
I'm curious.
See who wrote in to us?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't
check it out here.
I'm going to just get all worked up.
You got to move it on, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else is mad?
Well, this one is from Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
He wrote in.
What's Pat got to say?
Well, he says he's mad. So he says, hey, guys, I'm writing in because I'm mad. I'm mad at the referees from the other night. They called a penalty on my boy Tony, who lined up offsides. And we had the game-winning play, the toss back from Kelsey. For those that you didn't see it, it was an awesome play. Throw downfield to Kelsey. Just split-second decision to throw it out to Tony near the sideline, and he goes in for a score. And there was a flag on the play, so
I've seen the video, right? And we've also posted that out there, which is kind of fun.
Yeah,
on our
shorts.
If you want to see the play. But what I haven't seen is I want to see Tony's foot. I want to see the pre-snap alignment.
Totally over the ball.
Yeah.
You didn't even check with the ref. He just
everything
lined
I've
up.
read has said and you get Mahomes. He was mad. I'd be mad.
Yeah, he was totally mad, yelling at the refs and stuff like that. But they made the right call. They did.
Did you hear that he was also said some trash talk to the Bills quarterback?
To Allen?
Yeah, there was something said on the field.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was something. I didn't catch the whole thing, but he said some kind of he was mad.
Yeah.
Pat's mad. Dang it.
He was
How
mad.
are we going to help him out?
Well, I have a theory. I have a theory that he was upset with his receivers and he was taking it out on the refs. And I think I feel like that's maybe a leadership kind of thing for him.
Yeah.
Knowing I'm mad at maybe my teammates, but I'm not going to show it directed towards the teammates. I'm going to let the refs have it, maybe. It's just my own thing. I could be wrong. But, Patrick, I know, his receivers has let him down in a couple of games here where they probably could have turned those into wins. But, some drop passes and stuff like that.
Oh, the one against the Packers was terrible.
So
he's mad.
Just different things. So
and they're not used to losing like this. Yeah.
Right. Some adversity, right? Because they've been rolling, recent years, and now it's time to buckle down, make some catches. I don't know. Pat, get a team meeting together, players only kind of thing, quarterbacks and whiteouts, and see what happens. That's my suggestion.
That's your suggestion.
Yeah.
They do play in the AFC West, which is right now pretty terrible. So I think they're still, they're the team to beat in the AFC West.
They are.
But yeah, they've got to pull it together.
Here come the Broncos.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Hang in there, Patrick. The homies.
Yep. Maybe you need to go on a double date with
do one of
Taylor,
those ice baths
Swift,
with all the bath bombs that you have in your bathrobe.
That'd probably feel nice.
Remember, he likes those. He's a bath bomby kind of guy.
Yeah.
Go take a bath.
Yep.
Yeah. Clean it off. Okay. Let it go.
Let it go down the drain. A few bath.
We got another one here that somebody wrote in.
Okay.
It says, hi. I'm mad because you guys are really funny and kind of remind me of Rhett and Link. But you guys don't do any of the challenges or games. What's up with that? This is from Callie. So
we remind her of Ren and Stimpy?
Maybe.
Okay.
Rhett and Link, they do a awesome show called Good Mythical Morning. Pretty funny.
Oh yeah, Jack has shown me that.
Yeah,
they do all kinds of great. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they do some great stuff. And
dude, they eat weird stuff like bugs.
They eat all sorts of sandwiches, different things that their crew makes for them, right?
Dude, I'd get you some bugs.
Will it macaroni? And they'll do these
just come
segments.
Up with some weird. Maybe our fans would have some weird ideas for stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I could find some bugs for you to eat.
Well, you'd have to eat them too, and then they do a rating scale thing, and then we find out which one's the best tasting bug or something.
Yeah,
let's not do bugs. Let's start with something else.
Let's work our way.
You always have crazy ideas, let's paintball Corey and see what happens.
Well, we still have to do that.
No, we don't.
No, I've talked to some people. It's going to be part of a New Year's celebration. And we're going to let some fireworks off, and we're going to shoot at you.
I would take fireworks over paintball.
No, the fireworks are going off in the background.
Oh.
You're running in the front, and we're
But you only get one shot.
Okay, well, whatever. But from 5 feet away.
But I get to run around.
The fireworks
from 5 feet away.
The fireworks are going off in the background. It's New Year's Eve.
Right.
You're running back and forth, you know what I mean?
Sounds
Kind of
great.
like a video game. I'm 5 feet away, and I get to hit you with the paintball. And it would be nice if you were bare-chested, too, because then we'd be able to see the impact.
It'll be cold outside. You'll be able to see a lot.
Okay. Cap, should we move on?
Yeah, I think we should. So we have part 2 segment of We Have Cool Friends with Rick Lukens, right?
Yep. If you didn't see last week's, please go back to it. And so just to explain, Rick Lukens is a legendary sports broadcaster, grew up in Seattle, has done some just a ton of sports stuff, plus like what he talked about with just the name of his show. What was the name?
Lukens at Large.
Lukens at Large.
Yeah.
Like he's a plethora of storytelling. He's so excited. And so, we had probably almost a good hour of interview. So we broke that up, and part 2 we're going to play with this episode. But if you didn't see part 1, go back and watch it. Really good.
Well, let's roll part 2 now.
Okay.
Other great memories. Let's see. You guys know who Dennis Erickson is, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I just saw Dennis a couple weeks ago down at the U of I game.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Dennis was at the Idaho game? Oh, good. Yeah. I enjoy the heck out of him. But you guys know he was the coach at the University of Idaho twice, and first time he left Idaho, he went to Wyoming, then he went to Washington State, and then he went to Miami, and then he ends up with the Seattle Seahawks. So having been in Pullman and in Moscow, he knew me, he knew Dennis and Bud really well, and so he became the head coach of the Seahawks. And a couple things that I remember very fondly about that was the Seahawks had their after they had the draft, they had their camp where the rookies come in out there in Kirkland. Yeah. And so Dennis Erickson was about to walk onto the field for the first time as a Seahawk coach. This is before training camp, which he had moved to later back to Cheney. Right. But so he's walking on the field for the first time. So you got all the Seattle stations are all out there to get video of Dennis Erickson walking on the field for the first time as a Seahawks coach. And he walks on the field, and what does he go? He comes right up to Dennis Patchen and me and gives us hugs. So we made the Seattle news that night, big time. I thought that was great. That was great. And then a couple years later, a year later, he decided that he wanted to have training camp in Cheney again. And the Seahawks had this media guy that we didn't like very much. I'm not going to say his name, but their main media guy, Gary Wright, is like a jewel of a man. He was a jewel of a man, but one of the people working for him, nobody liked him. And so we were out there as they were opening up training camp. We said, we'd like to talk to Dennis if that's okay. And he goes, no, Dennis is too busy. You can't talk to Dennis. And we said, well, then we'd like to, talk to any players who have come in. He goes, the players are too busy right now. Well, have you got a schedule of when some players are coming into the airport so we can maybe meet them out there and talk to them before they're busy? No, that's confidential. We're not giving you that. So anyway, we're getting nothing from him. Well, just about then we're in the gym out there in Cheney where the Seahawks had set their offices up, and Dennis Erickson comes walking by. He's going from the where the copy machine was back to his office, and he looks at Dennis Patchen at me and he goes, "Oh, hey guys." And he said, "Hey Dennis, how you doing?" And he goes, and we exchanged pleasantries, and he goes, "Do you guys need to interview me?" Dennis goes, "If you don't mind." And so this other guy who says, he's like, and he goes, no, we're good. I'm going to talk to these guys.
Perfect.
So we talked to him, and then he goes, what else do you need? And they said, we were hoping to find out when some certain players were coming in. And he goes, he's just coming back from the copy rooms. He goes, oh, I got all their itineraries right here. What do you want to know?
That's awesome.
And so we found out when Warren Moon was coming in.
Sweet.
And met him out at the airport and got an interview with him. It was awesome. It was just, one of those things that's just made to order.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Here's another thing. I think of these things. I like to tell this to people at parties. I'm the only person in the world, I'm sure, who has touched Michael Jordan and Cindy Crawford at the same time.
Whoa. Okay.
And the way, yeah. See, now you can lay that on people,
Right.
Who's the only person, and next time you're at a party or something, who's the only person to have touched Michael Jordan and Cindy Crawford at the same time? So I'm at the NBA Finals in Seattle, and it's halftime, and I'm walking back to the media room to get some stat sheets, and so it's walking through an area that's a whole bunch of people are milling about, and some famous people, and the players are just starting to filter back toward the court for the second half. So as I'm walking in one direction, coming the other direction is Michael Jordan, right? And I see in between him and me is Cindy Crawford standing there talking to somebody in this VIP area. And so I kind of adjusted the speed of my walk. So I passed them both. I passed between them both at the same time, and I stuck my arms out just another 6 to 8 inches, and I touched them both at the same time. I brag about that to this very day.
Did you feel any different at that moment?
I got Michael Jordan's sweat on my left forearm. And I didn't watch that for like a day or two.
Right. Yep, I get it. I like your style.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I got that going for me, which is nice. Someday somebody will write something about it.
You watched that one right away, huh? Okay.
I watched which one?
The one that touched Cindy.
Oh no! On my right arm, it smelled like Cindy Crawford's perfume, so I let that as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Which is she smelled heavenly.
It's awesome, Rick. Hey, what you just reminded me talking about like U of I days is I just went to that Vandals playoff game last Saturday.
They're doing great, aren't they? They're awesome.
One of my childhood legends. So Kenny Hobart played quarterback for the Vandals.
The throwing Idahoan.
And so I'm
the Cammy-Eye kid.
The Cammy-Eye kid, man. And he played in the CFL. He was a legend in the CFL. And so like I just start talking to his son. He's asking me about Carroll College, where my son goes, and I think he's a high school coach. And he was talking about some of his kids. And then he told me his last name. I'm like, Hobart, is your dad Kenny? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, dude, your dad is a CFL legend. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's like, you want to meet him? So went into the stands, had a great talk with Kenny. He's like farming back.
Oh, that's awesome.
Back in the area, got a selfie with him. But like, just, like some of those, like just sports connections. And when you meet somebody, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Like I was a kid watching Hobart run around for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I go, and he's like, where are you from? I said, I grew up in Calgary. He's like, oh, they were terrible. They used to beat us all the time. And he was just a character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He that's another Dennis Erickson story there. So he had become the head coach of the Idaho Vandals, and I was in my last year working in Twin Falls, Idaho, and they had the Big Sky Coaches Conference at Sun Valley. So I drove up to that with the specific purpose of interviewing Dennis Erickson as the new Idaho Vandals head coach. And so that's the first time I met Dennis was right there that day in Sun Valley. And I said, well, you've got this whole, passing offense, this Jack Elway passing offense that you're going to be doing here. It was his first job as a head coach. And I said, but you haven't really got a quarterback, because Kenny Hobart had played the previous year at Idaho, but they ran the frickin' option.
Right.
They ran it. I mean, he barely threw the ball.
Right.
And it's like he goes, well, I think Kenny Hobart can be the quarterback we need him to be. And I'm very excited. And I walked away from that thinking, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh my God, Kenny Hobart lit it up, man. Yeah. He just lit it up. And he had that great CFL career, and he can thank Dennis Erickson for that. Yeah. The previous coach at Idaho was a wonderful man by the name of Jerry Davich, but they ran an option, and Kenny Hobart was never going to be a star in that offense.
Right.
There's another guy. Do you know the name Rick Werman? When he was
he was Eastern Washington kid. Yep.
Another CFL quarterback. Yep. Rick Werman. He was at Eastern Washington, and they beat Dennis Erickson in his last game in the Kibbe Dome at the University of Idaho. Rick Werman led a drive to score a touchdown. When Idaho got the ball, there were 38 or 48 seconds on the clock, and he got them downfield and threw a touchdown pass to win that game. Wow. and get into the national playoffs that year, and eliminated. That actually was the first round of the national playoffs, and eliminated Idaho. The next day, Dennis Erickson flew to Laramie, Wyoming, and became their head coach.
Wow.
So Rick Werman ended Dennis Erickson's career at Idaho, although he was going to go no matter what.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Rick. It's fun. Dude, your mind is like an encyclopedia.
It's one thing is that people always say, back in the day when I was growing up in Shoreline, we had a group of people that I hung out with, former, teammates and whatnot. And we were called the Brotherhood, and my nickname was Trivial Rick, because, I basically remember everything. Yeah. I can't remember something my wife told me 15 minutes ago, but I remember all that other stuff.
You and me both, Rick. Yeah.
That's part of being a man, I guess.
That's kind of part of the deal. Yeah.
Hey, Rick, I know your love for the Rose Bowl. Is there any other sporting event place that sticks out?
Like specific sporting events that I went to.
Or the venue. That's a favorite.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying there with the venue. Guys, I was going to say Safeco Field, but T-Mobile Park in Seattle is one of the most awesome places ever. And I do love the Rose Bowl. I love Pasadena, California. Right. I mean, that's awesome. I'm trying to think of any other places that really, really stand out for me. You know what? I've never been. In March, I'm going to a Kraken game at Climate Pledge Arena, and my daughter, who used to work for the Spokane Chiefs, has a connection, and she got us tickets, so we're going to that. I'm so looking forward to going to Climate Pledge Arena, because I have not seen that. But for me, it's not so much the venue as the event that's happening inside of it. That really stands out for me, and I think the Rose Bowl does stand out just because of its setting there in the San Gabriel Mountains and everything. But it's what's happening inside that's always mattered to me. I've been to so many NCAA tournaments I can't even count them anymore. But it's so exciting to be in an NCAA tournament venue. And there's nothing spectacular about any of these venues. They all look the same. But there's so much excitement going on at these venues that you maybe don't even know about. It's just from my perspective, and in being able to be where I was in those venues, that stands out over my career, and all the places that I went, and all the great action that I saw, and just the excitement of these venues and the fans that fill them. And any NCAA tournament venue, even the sub-regionals, are always extremely exciting places to be.
Yep, I agree. Fun.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. Just absolutely the best. I went to the 1988 Olympics in Calgary,
Oh yeah.
and I think
Oh,
I'm surprised
that
we
was
didn't run into each other.
that was. Oh, we probably did. You probably weren't old enough to drink
I was
back then,
18.
Tony, in
I was
'88.
there.
Oh, you were 18. Okay, all right, all right. Yeah, there was. I went to a bar called Electric City there in
Oh
Calgary.
yeah.
Did you ever go
Oh
there?
yeah.
Was it called Electric City?
You were on
Yeah,
Electric
yeah,
Avenue.
that was a fun place.
Is that
Uh,
where they had like two,
Electric
like
Avenue. Yeah,
5 blocks of bar to bar to bar, I think.
yeah. It was just all
Yep.
bars. You
You
could
were
just
on
walk from
Electric
one to the
Avenue.
other to the other
Yep.
to the other. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
boy, that's trouble.
yeah. It's electric. Okay, that's what it was. Electric. Yeah. So that was fun. What was the other thing from Calgary was um, the one thing in Calgary that stood out. Well, two things in Calgary stood out for me. One was that, and a lot of people don't know this, but Spokane TV stations were on cable in
Yeah.
Calgary, and people preferred to watch the Spokane stations. It's even the news
Yep.
over the CTV stuff.
Yep.
And so my first time in Calgary was to go up there for the Olympics in '88. We pull into town, and first thing we do is we stop somewhere to get something to eat, right? And we're sitting at the table, and all of a sudden these drinks appear at our table.
Awesome.
And I said, we didn't order these. And they go, no, the guys over there at that table ordered them and said to tell you that they love Channel 4. And we're like, what? And we were like frickin' celebrities,
Yeah. No,
Tony, in Calgary,
Yeah.
this city of 500,000, a million people. I don't even know. It's like they got a gazillion people there, and like 5 times the size of Spokane. And we're bigger celebrities there than we are in Spokane.
That's so cool.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, I grew up
So
with
I'm sitting in.
Spokane channels. I was watching the Friday night show. Yep. Those were, I mean, it's a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
Calgary sports didn't do anything like that. And I wanted to play football in the
Yeah.
States, and I was like watching that show. It was awesome. That's cool.
This one will kill you. So one time back when the old Spokane Arena still existed. Spokane Coliseum. There was a traveling hockey exhibition of like movie stars and
Oh
stuff,
boy.
and they play these exhibitions, and so like guys like depended on what city they were in and what time, but Michael J. Fox might play, and all these other people who grew up playing
Yeah.
hockey. So on this particular night, one of the bigger stars who was playing in Spokane that night was Alan Thicke,
Oh, boy.
a Canadian. People remember him from the show Growing
Oh, yeah.
Pains, and so I did a live interview with him. And this was like on a Thursday night in Spokane, right? And I did this live interview with him. And as we wrapped it up, and he goes, "Oh, hey, can I say one more thing?" He goes, "I just want to say, go Oilers." Wayne Gretzky. He says Wayne Gretzky's a friend of mine, and I want him to get one for the thumb, the fifth ring, get one for the thumb. Go Oilers,
Okay.
because they were in the Stanley Cup playoffs at the time. So okay, that's that. Okay, so that was on a Thursday night. Monday, I'm in my office at KXLY, and the phone rings, and I say, "Sports, this is Rick." And this guy goes, "Rick, I'm so and so. I'm calling you from Calgary. I'm Wayne Gretzky's agent." And I'm like, I didn't know whether or not to believe him. And I went, "Okay." And he goes, "Wayne was watching you on Thursday night and saw your interview with Alan Thicke, and I'm wondering if we can get you to make a copy of that interview on a tape and send it up to us." And like there's this long pause, and what do you think of the next words out of my mouth? I say, "Wayne Gretzky was watching me."
Nice.
It's like, what?
Nice.
Are you kidding me?
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but we were on the air up in Edmonton and Calgary.
Yep.
Sticking with hockey, I mean, me growing up here, I wanted to see a hockey team get into Seattle someday while I was alive, and finally it happened. And it's been kind of fun watching the Kraken these first couple of years. I I think I've seen the outside of Climate Pledge. Last year we'll kind of walk around
Yeah.
it, but I can't imagine what that's going to be like for you, being able to get in there and see the excitement of the crowd and everything.
Yeah, and I've got a different perspective, Corey, because I grew up in Seattle and went to the old Seattle Center Arena, which then became Key Arena.
Right.
And watched. I would, as soon as I got my driver's license, the first place I went was to a Sonics game, right? And so I basically hung out down in that arena as a teenager.
Cool.
And it's still in the same place, and they kept the roof the way it pretty much was. But what they did was they dug down into the ground and built this beautiful palatial arena. And so I just can't wait to walk through. And I know I'm going to get all kinds of nostalgic emotions flowing through me when I walk in there. It's going to be a completely different place. But I'm going to remember, my 16-year-old self going down there and hanging out trying to get, Lenny Wilkens' autograph,
I think we all probably
Amazing.
have certain stories inside Key Arena, right? That just being such a prominent place in that town, it seems like, just concerts. And I can still remember seeing like Little Feat for the first time at a Bumbershoot when I was a little kid. Barely remember.
Yeah, I went to the Bumbershoot. I saw Emmylou Harris at the Bumbershoot one year.
Yeah, so you have that. You have the Sonics games. By the time I was really into basketball and the Bulls and the Sonics, I had to watch them at the Tacoma Dome because Key Arena was kind of done. So
one of my great memories as a teenager was at the Seattle Center Arena, 1974. I graduated in 75. 1974 September. Elton John concert, the Yellow Brick Road tour.
Wow!
Oh my God! Oh my God! What I was like that was the first like mega concert I ever went to, and it was Elton John. I mean, he's like, he's a music god. So that.
Wow!
I think I lost the. Okay, I thought I lost you guys.
No worries. Yeah, that's huge. I bet that was a big deal. Hey, Rick, have you ever gone to a cage match?
Not the kind that you're talking about. I've never been to like a UFC style cage match. I did go to wrestling cage matches in the old Spokane Coliseum. Oh God, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You guys remember the Iron Sheik?
Oh yeah.
In the old wrestling days. So I'm in this cage match, and I can't remember who was like it was the Iron Sheik going. I can't remember who he was going up against.
Dynamite Kid.
He was banging the guy's head on the cage, and I'm out with a camera shooting it. Guys, if you don't think this is real, I got blood spattered on my shirt while I was shooting that because he was banging his opponent's head on the metal cage, and it was real blood, guys, and it got spattered all over my shirt. I wanted to hand him a bill for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I've been to a cage match, but not UFC.
So Rick, we've asked some of our interviewers this question. So you got the concept of a cage match in your head. You're in the cage.
Yeah.
And like Canadian geese, like a full mature Canadian geese. You with me?
Yeah, they're disgusting animals. But go ahead.
Neat. How many Canadian geese do you think you could take? If it was you versus the geese, like if you think like, geez, I could fend off 5, but 6 would kill me. Like, how many do you think you could take
in a cage match?
Okay, I'm going to answer the question as though I'm 25 years old. Okay. Can I do that? Okay. I'm going to answer the question as though I'm 25 years old. The over under is 1.5.
Okay.
1.5. 1.5 is the over under. I think I can take 1.
Right.
I might be able to take 2, no more than that. So the over-under is 1.5.
That's fair.
You made me feel really good about my answer that I gave a couple weeks ago. He laughed at me.
What was that?
Well, I started with 3, and then I thought about it, and then I was like, well, I have actually killed one, so I'll go.
Oh, God.
I'll go 6.
Oh, no
I
way.
know.
There's no way in the
I
world.
was trying to tell him he thinks he could do 50.
50, Rick. I could take 50.
No.
There's no way.
You got no weapon in your hand?
Bare hands. I could take them.
He says he's just going to grab one of them by the neck and start using it as a
I
club.
go Ken
or something.
Griffey with
I
that.
don't know.
Against the other ones? No, because the body will fly off. If you grab it by the head and you're swinging it around, the body will fly off the neck, and then you got
And then I
nothing.
got nothing. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
1.5.
you've been neutralized.
Oh, that was.
I like your style, Rick.
I forgot about that question.
Okay. Well, Rick, is there anything else? Like, I want to finish off by asking you like a life lesson or anything. But is there anything else like that's
Sure.
still sticking in your head? Because I love talking with you, man. It's super fun.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll think of it. A half an hour from now, Tony. And so call me back in 6 months, and we'll do this again.
I think so, Rick, because I think you're going to be a repeat cool friend because we love talking to you, man.
Okay.
Super fun. So,
All right.
Rick,
Yeah.
anything that's kind of stuck with you, like a quote or just a life lesson, something that you would share that's kind of stuck with you?
Well, yeah, I'm actually prepared for this because you gave me a little bit of warning that you were going to ask me something like this. So I've got two things, and these are things that the first one is something that's just from me, okay, and this is something that I tell people who want to. When they ask me, if they want to get into broadcasting and, or they're in broadcasting and what do I do, et cetera. And I actually have two nephews who have taken the broadcasting route, and I told them this. Never, and I think this applies to anything, okay? But I've applied it to broadcasting because I've seen so many people in the broadcasting industry who have done the opposite. My thing is, and I think it applies to a lot of things, guys, is never, ever stop trying to get better. No matter how good you are and how good people tell you you are, all right? And how good you think you are. And you might be right. They all might be right, okay? Never stop trying to get better.
Love it.
Because that's how you perpetuate and sustain. Is because if you're trying to get better, you're not stagnant. You keep building.
Yeah.
You can always be better. But I don't want to say you can always be better. I want to say you should never stop trying to get better at what you do. Okay, so that's one. The other one is, and I think this is for all people at all times, and I mean this sincerely, especially in today's everything climate. The more you listen, the more you will be listened to.
Yeah.
You got things to say, right? Okay. People don't want to hear your crap if that's all you want to do is spew your crap. Okay. Listen to what people have to say, and people will listen to you. And then maybe your message to them changes after you've listened to what they have to say. The more you listen, the more you will be listened to.
I love that.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah.
I like it. Words of wisdom from our cool friend.
Live by it, guys.
Rick, super cool. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I owe you. I'm hoping there will be a time in the future we can get together.
Well, I'll call our mutual friend. I told you I've got to get together with him, and maybe we can all get together here someday soon.
After the holidays.
That'd be awesome, Tony.
Yep, I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, Rick. Happy holidays to you.
Pleasure. Happy holidays to you. Pleasure talking with both of you, Corey and Tony.
All right.
Thanks, Ray.
All right, so that was awesome having him join us.
Oh, so fun.
He's like a little encyclopedia. He'll start talking, and then you can have like just a little thing you say, and then boom, he's off into like, oh, by the way, there was this and this and this. And it's just amazing.
Yep, I love the baseball and like it's so
interview.
fun. Yeah, it's so fun to talk to him and see the excitement. For Rick, like Rick, it's good for you that you've retired, but we've lost kind of, a personality. And I know you still got a couple toes in the water of the sports world and broadcasting, but we miss you, and we were just very thankful that you did our interview. So appreciate the heck out of you. And we'll give it some time here and bring Rick back.
Yeah,
fun.
I like it. Fun guy to talk to.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Well, you want to do a quick little reminder about the fundraiser event coming up this weekend?
Yes, this weekend. It is here. The Tricia McCullough fundraiser this Saturday at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. That's December 16th. Food, dancing. Oh, boy. Raffle for all kinds of cool firearms that are donated by the Black Sheep here in town, Sporting Goods Company, all in support of Tricia McCullough and in her raising funds for her treatments and rehabilitation in coming back from a terrible car crash on her way to Carroll College. So anything we can do to help out. So Do you think they'll be auctioning off paintball guns? Is that part of firearms or not really? Well, we're gonna find out. Okay. You're gonna get blasted with a paintball gun, Corey. It's gonna happen. We'll see. Okay. Well, hey, if you like what you're hearing, share it with your friends and family. Thumbs it up. Do a little subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when our new episodes are coming out. And hey, check the YouTube channel often because there's lots of little clips, some shorts and stuff like that you can check out that we post on there. And definitely the I'm Mad segments. So, you're not going to miss a thing if you're going to the channel. And we definitely appreciate you joining us. Thanks for your time. Anything you need to say on the way out the door? Ho, ho, hope to see you next time. Oh, nice. Okay.